let's welcome Claire.
I have been searching for my big idea for as long as I can remember. At the age of about 6, I would carry around a notepad and scribble down my ideas. I was waiting for the moment that something would come along and it would start a new business. I'm here today to share with you 4 lessons I've learned while searching for my big idea. Lesson number 1, screw it, just do it, make the change. I had just finished a 50+ working week when I got a voicemail from my boss. He left a voicemail. I listened to the voicemail. I hung up the phone. Have you ever had that moment when you are absolutely shell-shocked? You are shaking because you have been yelled at. Someone has been furious and raging at you for absolutely no reasons, completely blindsided you. It was in that moment I realised I did not want to spend the next 30 years climbing the corporate ladder, going round in circles, chasing bureaucracy, and I thought back, this is not what I want to do. I want to start my own business. He came back from holiday, apologised profusely, I resigned. Lesson number 2, commercial reality check. I had an idea and it was been going round in circles for about a year. I thought, now's the time to give it a go. I was going to build a wedding review website. I had everything organised. I had the loan application ready to go. And I was worried, and my brother suggested to plot out 3 scenarios: best case business scenario, worst case business scenario, and the third one was if I went back to work, what would that look like? It was really hard to put my plans back in the box. But I'm really pleased that I didn't get lumped with huge amounts of debt, because a global economy going into crisis was not a good time to start a new business. And I challenge you, if you've got friends and family who are looking to start up or expand their business, to ask them to do that exercise, and you could save them from getting into a lot of trouble. The good news also was it was a lot easier to bring dates home to my house when it wasn't covered with wedding planning posters all over the walls and ultimate guidebooks to wedding planning in the bookshelf. Number 3, get experience, but start before you're ready. I thought the next best thing was to go into a startup. Started with 70 people, ended with 5. It was on a never-ending game of The Apprentice. I decided this is not really where I want to be. And I learned a hell of a lot, mostly about not how to run a business. I then started at GiftGaff. It was a launch of a new business, and I set up their community customer service and loyalty program. I had learned so much, and there was still so much more to learn. And after 6 years this time, a new opportunity popped up to launch a business in the US and work with Jimmy Wales, Wikipedia founder. So I went off and started learning more information. And then I got to a point, and I was like, actually, do you know what? This is not where I want to be. I've been creating efficiencies, halving customer care costs, but this isn't my dream. And has anyone read the Tim Ferriss 4-Hour Work Week? Well, I'm an overachiever. I went to 0-hour work week. I finished my job, and with nothing to go on to, I started again. The 4th tip is to get help. My mind was swimming with ideas. I sought out a coach to help me get my thoughts in order. I realised that the big idea, the thing that I was searching for, was me, my experience and my skills. I now help small businesses sort out their customer communications and customer service to not only help them survive, but to thrive. So the 4 things that I'd like you to take away is make the change, commercial reality check, start before you think you're ready, and ask for help. And if you'd like my help, just ask me. So
Thank you very much, Claire. That's really useful tips. My biggest takeaway is really commercialization reality check. So that's probably what I didn't do. But I suppose you all have a big your biggest takeaway for yourself. Yeah. Okay, so let's hear from the judges.
Hi Claire.
Hello.
Good job. So I really like the way you've sort of put that together and use storytelling to essentially drill home the points and the 4 things you wanted to share. I was going to give you something to maybe play around with from a structural point of view. At the very beginning, you were like, okay, so the first one, screw it, let's do it, and then you tell that story. And I wonder whether if you put screw it, let's do it, or the point you're trying to make at the beginning of the story, make it at the end. Because if you put it at the beginning, you're giving me permission to look at my phone. If I think I can guess where your story's going to go, I might be busy, like at a conference or whatever. A lot of people are just tweeting away or doing emails or whatever. And if you can create an element of curiosity by not telling me what the answer is straight away, you're going to have me engaged more for longer.
Okay, thank you.
But good job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I loved your enthusiasm, and you came across as very, very excited about it. I think that towards the end, you stood really still and you made your point, and I went, bam, that's you really telling us how it is for you and really speaking your truth. But during a lot of the other points, you were moving around so much that I didn't get a sense perhaps of you being really still and present with it. You seemed quite, I don't know, perhaps a little nervous, and you were looking at your notes and all of that, and that's fine, right? Because I remember being where you were, but if you just let go of it having to be perfect and just went, let me just speak my truth, because you clearly know the stories and you can tell them beautifully, I think you would connect a bit better.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so stay enthusiastic. Please stay enthusiastic.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause.